Yeah, you found the right one. Yep, you are in the right place. I welcome you. You are part of our community. And so, welcome to the community. Welcome to the Darren L. Harris YouTube channel where I help you discover your authentic voice, build your confidence, and to step boldly into your purpose. So I thought I'd do a quick behind the scenes and talk about a few things, at least why this channel exists. And because I know some of you are meeting me for the very first time. And so I thought it would be important just to kind of give you an idea of why we exist. As you just heard me say, I'm here to help you to discover your authentic voice, to build your confidence, and to help you step boldly into your purpose. That's why I'm here. My name is Darren L. Harris, and remember, I am your friend. First of all, shout out to my people over at Pan African Lifestyle. This black hoodie feels real good, so thank y'all so much. And yes, I'm sporting it. I got another one too. So thank you for all that you do for the community, Pan African Lifestyle. And look, guys, if you haven't heard any of their music, you want to check them out, Pan African Lifestyle. They have some great music that will motivate you, that will inspire you. I mean, I, I, I listen to it all the time. So here's why I'm here. I wanted to talk about five things because some of you are joining me and joining this channel because of those three areas that I just spoke about. Like you are in the process of discovering your authentic voice, you want to build your confidence, and you want to step boldly into your purpose because we've all been positioned with purpose for purpose on purpose. And so that's why I believe you're here. And I don't take this time lightly. In fact, I don't take anything that I'm doing lightly. In fact, I have been very aggressive as we're building a community, as we're building our YouTube channel, the Darren L. Harris YouTube channel, where you're going to be able to come to get a lot of information. It's a channel. And so we have a podcast. But we also have some instructional information because there are some people, who I've met in life who said, I want to be more confident when I'm speaking, when I'm communicating. And then other people have said to me that, look, I want to step on stages like you've stepped on stages, whether it's a room of 5 people, whether it's a room of 50 people, 500 or 5,000. And I've done those things and I want to show you how to do it. And so we have something called the Own the Room Speaker Training, which is going to live here on the Darren L. Harris YouTube channel. And so you'll be able to come and get that. And then some of you may be on a spiritual journey, a faith journey. And so we are going to have some great information. In fact, there's already a lot of great information already on this channel that you can participate in. In fact, I highly encourage that you check out our 30-day devotional. And with that 30-day devotional, I have recorded some of my reflections during that time period where I was going through a social media detox. And I tell you, I still go back every week and listen to at least one of those messages, and they have continued to inspire me, continue to lift me up and build me up. And I'm sure that it will do the same thing for you as well. And so check that out. It's a channel. And so we have several different things on this channel. But this is why I'm here. And this is why the channel exists, because I want to help you once again discover your authentic voice, build your confidence, and step boldly into your purpose. Once again, my name is Darren L. Harris. And look, if you haven't done it already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. You've been here this long. So hit the subscribe button and please don't forget to hit the notification bell because we have a lot of great material that's going to be coming out and I don't want you to miss out on any of it. It's going to be a lot coming your way. And once again, we're building a community. And so you're getting to know me. I'm also getting to know who my audience is. And so I've been very intentional the past few weeks monitoring what videos are performing, what videos aren't performing, because everything is not going to work. And there's a lot that I can bring to the table, but I want to stick to things that will help people. And that's why we exist. That's why the Darren L. Harris YouTube channel exists, because I want to help you. I want to help you. Not only do I want to help you, but I want to hope you. Why? Because my name is Darren L. Harris and I am your friend. And so it all begins with me too. And so even as I'm doing research and looking at the YouTube analytics, and really studying who is our audience. I need to know, who's the audience. And so if you are thinking about, starting a YouTube channel, or maybe you're already a YouTuber, there are 5 things that I recommend that you do, 5 things, just 5, that you do so that you can increase your visibility on YouTube or any other platform that you're on. I just so happen to do better on YouTube because it is a long format. I can talk for hours. I can do a whole lot of talking. But what I do, I would have to break in segments for Instagram or Facebook and TikTok. It's what it is. TikTok. You better be quick. But YouTube is a place where, we can put out information, and, it can be really helpful for you to come here. Of course, to the Darren L. Harris YouTube channel. And so here's the first thing that I want to say to you. If you're a YouTuber, a creator, aspiring creator, the first thing that you want to do is you want to know your demographics. You want to know who you're speaking to. In other words, you have to build an avatar. Who is the individual, that one person that you're speaking to? Because even now, I feel like I'm just talking to you. In fact, I am. I'm just talking to you. And when I mean build your avatar, you want to think about, who is this person that you are speaking directly to? What's the gender? What's the age? Where do they come from? What's, their income bracket? And that's going to help you structure many other things as you go and you develop your YouTube channel or any other content that you create. So you want to know the demographics of your audience. And so I pay a lot of attention to that. And even as I go through my YouTube analytics, I see a lot of things. I see that, the majority of the individuals that listen to me happen to be males. Now, I can't tell you what race, but I can almost guarantee by some of the content that I produce, I can make an assumption, but then I could be wrong. But 70% are males. Now, that's 70%. That's a huge number. But does that mean I only make content for the 70% and forget about the 30%? No. I want to make sure that I am delivering and giving information, providing information to everyone who listens. So the 70% that are male, yes, we're going to be having specific topics and things that will be appealing to you. But it doesn't mean that I neglect or ignore the 30% of females that listen to me. Even when it comes to age range, I have, my age range, it's wide, it's pretty diverse, but right around 25 to about 55. Age range. And so that means I have multiple generations that are tuning in to the Darren L. Harris YouTube channel. And so I must consider that. And part of that comes from that one video that we put out on over-policing in the African-American community, in the Black community. It spoke to a lot of people. And I believe it spoke to a lot of people, and it's still speaking to a lot of people. I'm looking at some of the conversations and the comments, is because it's a conversation that we have not had in communities. And no, it's not about being anti-police. It's about good policing. It's about safe communities. And I also share my personal story with law enforcement. I talk about my family's story, but I also give some practical solutions. That's another thing that's really important to me on the Darren L. Harris YouTube channel, on the Amplify podcast, is that we provide practical solutions. I honestly believe that it's just not good to have a conversation about something, to complain about an issue and not have practical solutions. And so we don't just talk about problems on the podcast. We also come up with practical solutions. And look, you can still be involved in the conversation through the comments. And a lot of people have added value that way. And so I'm looking for that. I'm encouraging people, even if your views are different. Remember, this is America, and those who are not in America, and you're listening to me, because that's another thing that I pay attention to as well. It's still important that we have the conversation, but not just have the conversation, but I want people to feel comfortable enough to add value, to be engaged, and not to feel like they'll be judged for an opinion that may be different, because we're going to talk about a whole lot of things and you may not agree. But we're gonna still talk about it. And so that's the first thing. Know your demographics. So, that's the first thing I would tell you. Another thing that's really important is that you know what they struggle with. The reason why people are coming to you as a thought leader is because they feel or they know that you can help them solve their problem. Once again, here on the Darren L. Harris YouTube channel, this is where I help you discover your authentic voice, to build your confidence, and to help you step boldly into your purpose. That's what I'm here to do. And by the way, if that's you, and yes, I'm talking to you, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell, because we're going to have a lot of conversations like this. And so I know what my audience struggles with, and there's nothing more annoying in life than to want to say something, but don't know how to communicate it, don't know how to express it. But when you're able to do that, you'll have better outcomes. You'll get better results. And I believe that why we have so many issues and why there's so many problems in society, in our communities, is because people don't know how to communicate, or they don't know how to say what they mean to say. And I always say to people, say what you mean and mean what you say. Just don't say it mean unless you have to. Yeah, unless you have to, because sometimes, you got to say it how you got to say it. But that's what we're here to do. And so know what they struggle with. And I know that, that's why you're still listening to me. That's why you're here, because you struggle in one of these areas, and I'm here to help you. Not only am I here to help you, I'm here to help you. Why? Because my name is Darren L. Harris, and remember, I'm your friend. So the third thing that I would say is know what they desire. What is it that they want? Like, we know what they struggle with, but what do they desire? What is it that they want to get out of you? And that's why I'm here. I want to pour into individuals what I know. And I've had some life experience, and here's what I'll say to people. It is our experience, both of our experience, that makes us the expert. And if you have something to say, you have something to sell. And there's something that people desire. That's why you're still listening. You desire to get something out of this particular YouTube video. At least I hope that's why you're here. And that's what I want to do. I want to know not only what you struggle, but what is it that you desire? And so we provided multiple ways in which people can provide feedback, whether it's through our website, which is at amplifydlh.com. You can leave us a message there, but you can also leave us a message right here on YouTube. And we'll respond to those. I try to get to every message, but we've been having such an influx and trying to keep up with it. I'm telling you, it's hot. It's hot, and we're doing the best we can to respond to people. But it is important for me to get feedback from the individuals who I wish to serve. And so if that's you, and there are certain things, not only, so once you know what you struggle with, what is it that you desire? In fact, I want to ask you right now, what's your desire? What do you need to be the best version of yourself? And I hope that's why you're here. So I want to know what you desire. Another thing that is important to me is to know how they absorb content. That's important. Like in short form, So, I have the ability to do shorts, live. Some people like live interaction, videos where they can go back from time to time. Or, it may be through the podcast because we have amplified podcasts while they're driving, while they're cooking, while they're getting ready for work. You can be listening to the Darren L. Harris, YouTube channel, or you can go to Amplify Social Justice Podcast with Darren L. Harris, and you can consume that. But I need to know that, how are people consuming information? And that's one of the things that I did in doing my research. So I was on, different social media platforms. And what I've learned is where I get the most feedback is through YouTube. I get more response through YouTube, and that lets me know that there are individuals out there who want to consume long form information. They're willing, excuse me, to sit down and listen. That's why you're still listening to me right now, because you're that type of person. And so, yes, you are a part of the audience that I've researched, and, individuals who really want to, gain value, but also to add value. And so that's why you're here. And I'm glad you're here. And by the way, if you haven't done it already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. Once again, my name is Darren L. Harris. And remember, I am your friend. That's why we're here. And so here's another thing. This is the fifth and final one. I also want to know why they don't subscribe. Like you want to know why your audience just does not subscribe. Like not everybody's going to vibe with me. Not everybody's going to want to, or be in a place where they want to, discover their authentic voice. Not everybody is going to want to build their confidence. Not everybody's going to want to step into boldly into their purpose. So I'm not here for everybody, but the one thing I do know, if you're still listening, I'm here for you. Absolutely, 100% without a shadow of a doubt. My name is Darren L. Harris. And remember, I'm your friend. I know that if you're still listening right now, I'm here for you. In fact, here's what I want to do. I want you to go to my website after we're done. After this video ends, I want you to go to amplifydlh.com. And I have a free ebook that I want to give to you. Yes, I want to give it. Yeah, it's just for you. And so don't be telling everybody, but it's for you. It's called The Unwritten Rules of Leadership. And so that ebook is there for you. So just go to amplifydlh.com, and I have a free gift just for you. Now, don't go telling everybody. Of course you can tell everybody. Why? Because my name is Darren L. Harris. And remember, I am your friend. This is the Darren L. Harris YouTube channel, where I help you to, once again, discover your authentic voice, build your confidence, and help you. Yeah, you listen to me right now. Help you step boldly into your purpose. And here's why. We've all been positioned with purpose, for purpose, on purpose. Now, I just mentioned those 5 things. This is what I do and what I've been doing. And so all of this has been intentional. And I wanted to share that because there are going to be people who show up on the Darren L. Harris YouTube channel, and they're going to have a lot of questions. First of all, who are you? And what are you doing? And, why do you do what you do? Because once again, the 5 things that I just spoke about, I want to know my demographics. I want to know what they struggle with. I want to know what they desire. I want to know how they consume content. And I want to know who ain't listening. That I'm not here for everybody, but if they're not listening, why aren't they listening? It could be me. And I have to be honest about that, and there's still some things that I'm learning. And so here's the miracle of the message. And here's the great thing about all this that we're doing right now together, and the journey that we're on together, is the fact that we're doing this together. Absolutely 100%. So I'm not just studying my audience and figuring out who my priority population is. I'm also doing work on myself. I just took a personality test. Have you ever taken one of these before? Well, I've taken one that's called the Clifton Strength test. And yeah, I want to know about me, because here's what I know. You cannot grow yourself unless you know yourself. And these personality, and there are many personality exams, tests that are out there, evaluations, that I would highly recommend that you consider taking one of them and just identify who you are. It says a lot about you. And, as I was reading through, my results, there's 34 of them, but they rank them, and they give you your five, top. And my five top results, where they say my strengths are, is intellection, strategic, arranger, achiever, and learner. So I like that. They're telling me what I'm on here, but no, these exams are really good. So you should consider a personality test. It could really help you out, and especially if you're a leader, because some of you are leaders who listen to me, and I want to thank you. And here's what I say about leadership. Leaders who lead with love, they never lose. And so if you're listening to me and you're a leader, yeah, we're going to have a whole lot of information for you. And so that's a whole different subject. But on this channel, the Darren L. Harris YouTube channel, where I help you, yes, you, where I help you discover your authentic voice, build confidence, and step boldly into your purpose, we're going to talk a lot about leadership, because I love to talk about leadership. Absolutely. And so this particular, personality was pretty good. Pretty good. So I highly encourage that you check it out. Other things that we're going to be doing from time to time. I'm a big reader. I'm an avid reader. And one of the books that we're going to be featuring and talking a lot about is emotional intelligence. You're going to hear me say that a lot. We're going to talk a lot about it. This is just happens to be one of the books I'm reading. And no, I'm not being sponsored to show this book, but it is a great book. I had to say that. But I love to. So if you know the author, hey, we're looking for sponsors. We're to sponsor this show. And yeah, I'm never going to stop or not give you the opportunity to do that. And here's why. My name is Darren L. Harris, and I'm your friend. So we definitely could use your support as we grow this channel, as we grow, of course, our community. Once again, this is our community, and I want you to be a part of it. I want you to be able to add value. Bring your gifts, bring your talents. And on our podcast, we're going to be featuring a lot of people. There's a lot of great people who I follow on social media. We're going to be having them coming on, and they're going to be speaking in specific areas. So it's going to be good. It's going to be real good. And last thing before I leave, we have about 100 of the most pressing social justice problems in America. That's going to be a separate video. I'm going to go through all 100. And as we go through all 100, you'll understand that we have a lot of work to do. So we have a lot to talk about. There is no short of anything to talk about here on the Darren L. Harris YouTube channel, where I help you discover your authentic voice, build your confidence, and walk boldly into your purpose. We got a lot to talk about. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about. And so, just keep on coming back. And look, if you haven't done it already, I know I've asked a couple of times, but I'm going to ask again. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, I want you to go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and then don't forget to hit the notification bell. Also, you are welcome to leave comments. Yeah, we love comments. We get some good ones. We get some bad ones. I read them all. I want to give you an opportunity to say something because that's important. That's why we exist. And having conversation is important to me. So we want you to be a part of the conversation right here on the Darren L. Harris YouTube channel. So I'm about to go ahead and clock out. I just wanted to come before you guys just to have a little conversation and talk about, what we're doing, why we're doing it. So definitely behind the scenes, I wanted to give you an opportunity to weigh in and hear a little bit of the rationale and why I'm doing what I'm doing. And here's why this is important. And I'll leave you with this. And I'm a former CEO of a health care company, a nonprofit that started as an after-school program with $0. And we were able to build that nonprofit to a multi-million-dollar nonprofit serving over 2,000 youth and their families employees over 500 all across the state of Louisiana. So I know a little something, and I want to share that with you. I don't want to gatekeep. And I tell people that all the time. I don't gatekeep, but there is a price to get in. But no, I like to share some of the experiences that I had on that journey. And one of the things that I know is going to be important for you as a leader, as an individual. So even through life, I'm going to be sharing these lessons. These will be helpful for you. And here's what I'll say. You cannot manage what you do not measure. You cannot manage what you do not measure. And if you're not measuring it, you're not managing it. Somebody asked me the other day, why you keep posting, all of your subscribers and your progress? Once again, you cannot manage what you do not measure. And if you're not measuring it, you can't manage it. But then hold on, that's not enough. You can't just measure, you can't just manage, but you also have to monitor. You have to monitor. And once you measure, manage, and monitor, then you can master. So it's all intentional. This is not about saying, looky, looky, look what I've done. The reason why I'm sharing the progress of my success on YouTube is because if I can do it, I know you can do it. Did you hear what I said? If I can do it, I know you can do it. And that's why I believe you're here. I believe that's why you're still listening to Darren L. Harris on the Darren L. Harris YouTube channel, where I help you discover your authentic voice, build your confidence, and step boldly into your purpose. Once again, we're here to help each other. And so welcome to the community. I welcome you. Look, we're going to have a great time. So I want you to keep coming back. And if you haven't done it already, go ahead, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. And I thank you for staying with me this long. Yeah, y'all here. Yeah. You right for this channel. Yeah. I see you smiling. Yeah, you found the right one. Yep, you are in the right place. I welcome you. You are part of our community. And so welcome to the community. Welcome.